Welcome to the studio. I've been telling you this was coming. On Twitch, I predicted it, and in my short films, I wrote stories about a world where the government restricts printers and controls filament. I even released a video last week about a fictional future where 3D printing is illegal. But this proposed law up on the screen, this isn't fiction. This is Washington State House Bill 2321, and if this passes, the dystopian future I write about starts on July 1st, 2027.
Now that all filament is regulated by the DDR, getting my hands on some 2.85mm filament isn't exactly legal.
Today we are going to walk through this bill. I'm going to translate the legalese into plain English so you understand exactly what they're trying to do to your machines. We need to talk about why this bans more than just 3D printers. It's coming for your CNC machines and lasers too. And we need to talk about why, as a security professional with 20 years in the industry, I can tell you that this technology is a privacy nightmare waiting to happen. All right, let's get to work. Before we tear this bill apart, I want to remind everybody why we are here. 3D printing is science fiction made real. It allows anyone, anywhere, to pull an idea out of their imagination and hold it in their hand. Just last month, we finished our 5th annual LM Show Christmas print drive. Because of this technology, we served over 5,000 children. Children in hospitals, shelters, youth groups. We use these machines to bring joy. And that is really what 3D printing is about. But this bill isn't about that. It's written by legislators who likely don't understand the industry, the community, or even the technology itself. This isn't about public safety. This is about politics. And unfortunately, 3D printing is caught up in the crossfire. For those of you in a rush, here is the short version. If passed, Washington House Bill 2321 mandates that by July 1st, 2027, no 3D printer can be sold or transferred in Washington State unless it contains blocking features. These features must use a government-controlled database to detect and stop the printing of firearm parts. If a manufacturer does not comply, they cannot sell here. If a YouTuber like me wants to review a new printer after that date and it doesn't have the government spyware installed, I can't have it. But the devil is really in the details. Let's read the text. First, let's look at who this affects. You might think, hey, I just have a Bambu Lab or a Prusa. I'm fine. Well, look at this definition. This bill defines a 3D printer as a machine capable of additive manufacturing, or, catch this, subtractive manufacturing. Translation, this isn't just about plastic squirters. Subtractive manufacturing means CNC machines. It means lathes. It means laser cutters. Any machine that takes computer instructions to modify an object is technically swept up in this. Do you run a machine shop? A print farm? A small business with a laser engraver? You are in the blast radius. Now, let's look at how they want to stop you. Section 6 requires those blocking features that use a firearm blueprint detection algorithm. This algorithm is supposed to screen every file, STLs, CAD files, even G-code before it prints. Translation, they want your printer's firmware to act as a gatekeeper. Before your machine moves a single motor, it has to check your file against a database that's managed by the Attorney General. And it goes deeper. The bill implies that slicers, the software that you use on your PC, will likely need a handshake code to verify that they are compliant. If you have an old version of Cura, blocked. If you use an open source slicer that refuses to add this spyware, blocked. Now, I've spent over 20 years in information security and software development. I started my career 25 years ago as a professional hacker. I know how this type of software works, and I know what features like this actually cost. The bill requires detection to be highly reliable and resistant to circumvention. To achieve that, the printer needs an up-to-date database. How does it get that? It needs to phone home. This creates a massive privacy risk. To authenticate that update, your printer will likely need to send data, serial numbers, of course your IP address, and maybe even user account information. This is a slippery slope. Today, it's checking for a firearm shape. Tomorrow, maybe it flags a false positive on a car part you designed. Maybe the database query logs what you're printing. This bill creates the infrastructure for surveillance inside your own home or workshop. It is a complete overreach of privacy. And let's be real about the circumvention. Any software lock can be broken. The only thing this law really achieves is hurting law-abiding makers and driving companies out of the state. Hold on, let me interrupt. Right in the middle of this edit, I had a thought, and it's about Bambu Lab and how Bambu Lab, if this bill does pass, Bambu Lab is actually in probably the best position because you all saw that last year, Bambu created the authentication mechanism between Bambu Studio and their Bambu Lab printers. And they did enable, right, third-party slicers through some hooks. But if this were to pass, I think Bambu Lab is likely just going to lock down the machines to Bambu Studio only. And then they could quite literally integrate that checking into the slicer. So we'll see. I don't know. That would be probably the least expensive and easiest route for these 3D printer companies to comply. Or we might see some type of third-party option or solution where some company comes along, has some sort of AI camera and something that is able to be added onto 3D printers, or that some of these 3D printers adopt. Anyway, I'll get back to the video, but drop down below in the comments, what do you think is the future in 3D printing if this does happen, if this bill passes? And how bad do you think it will get? Could this quite literally destroy shops and hobby 3D printing? Will it, I mean, are we taking out lathes and CNC machines? I mean, let me know. What do you think? Discuss, comments. I'll hang out there. All right, back to the video. Now, let's talk about the First Amendment. In 2018, Defense Distributed reached a settlement with the U.S. State Department. While it wasn't a Supreme Court ruling, it resulted in digital blueprints being effectively treated as protected speech. Code is speech. Designing an object is expression. Blocking my ability to print a shape is a violation of that expression. And for what? Public safety? Let's look at the data. The number of confirmed homicides involving a fully 3D printed firearm is effectively 1. Criminals use cheap, stolen traditional firearms. This bill is solving a movie plot problem while ignoring real violence. It is pure political theater, and we are the props. So, what happens if it passes? Do you think companies like Bambu Lab, Prusa, or Creality are going to spend millions developing special Washington State Edition firmware that carries huge legal liability? No, they will simply stop shipping here. They will stop shipping to New York, where a similar bill is brewing. And as a content creator, this hits home. If brands can't ship to Washington or New York, then we can't review the latest tech. I can't show you what's new. But more importantly, you can't innovate. Schools can't teach, small businesses can't prototype. We lose our technological edge because of fear-based legislation. I know it's easy to feel like our voices are never heard. I know it feels like the system is broken, but this is the system that we have. And I'm asking you, especially those of you in Washington and in New York, to contact your legislators. But listen to me, do not scream. Do not rant. Write them politely. Tell them you are a maker. Tell them about the Christmas gifts that you print. Tell them about your small businesses. Explain that this bill hurts families, schools, not criminals. Educate them, because right now they are operating in the dark. Now, I've linked the information on the bill below, along with resources on how to find your representatives. We are all in this together. Share this video, not for the views, but because people need to know that the freedom to make is being threatened. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and by the way, YouTube, it wants you to go watch this one, and hopefully it's my dystopian future where 3D printing is banned and illegal. It's good. All right, thanks.